Good evening. It's live on the 11th of June and it's a really important live tonight. It's going to be very short and it's going to be short and sweet and to the point because it's time for us to just bring home the facts, and the facts are that we actually really need to support our bodies and give our bodies everything that they need in order to become the best versions of health that we need. So today's actually a pretty important day. Today is a day that I was reminded that it's really important to stand up and just bring home what you love and what your passion is about, because there's so many people that don't actually have the ability to stand up in the most rewarding times when things aren't going their way. And it's really important that we all share what we love and our purpose. And my purpose is to share my passion of health and food, and the love that I have for the knowledge that I've been given and learnt over 20 years and more. And it's a week since I turned a magical age of 51, and it's really important that we understand that as we age, our bodies need more and more of the good stuff, because it's harder for our bodies to repair. And it's because we have genetic variants in our ancestry, so our genes that we've inherited from our parents, that make us either a strong, resilient person or a less resilient person. And one of the books that I love, and one of the comments and quotes that I saw today that made me realize that, you know what, Michelle, you've got to get this message out there. It's so important. We have a delusion. The problem here is that we have a delusion of what disease is about. And the delusion is that we will get sick as we get older. And you know what? Sorry, it's not about getting sicker. This book is one of my favorites, The Disease Delusion. One of the natural medicine, functional medicine gurus, Dr. Jeffrey Bland, came up on a Facebook feed, 2017. I was at a Congress, International Natural Medicine Congress in the Hunter Valley, and I went there specifically because Jeff Bland was speaking. And the very first time I saw this gentleman speaking, I was blown away with the knowledge of the genetics that he had, that he just reeled off. Fast forward 2020, this knowledge is now infused in here, and it's why I'm doing this tonight. So the problem we have is that people have a delusion about what disease is. You don't have to get sick. You don't have to get sick as you get older. People feel that they will get arthritis as they get older. I hear people that say, oh, look, my joints are aching, but it's okay, I'm getting older, so, you know, it's to be understood. I'm tired, I don't feel right, I have all this anxiety, I can't sleep at night, my hair's falling out, but that's okay, I'm getting older, so, you know, we lose hair as we get older. No, guys, gals. As we age, our telomeres, our genes do slow down and they don't express themselves as much. But if we feed our genes what they need, food, lifestyle, peace of mind, water, the water is really important. The water that we drink is really important. The quality of all of those things is really important. And if we feed ourselves in mind, in body, and in spirit the right information, the genes that we've inherited can express themselves as well as they can. We need to make sure that we know what that is, though. And that's the thing. So as we age, yes, our genes that we inherit will be switched on or off depending on what we put in our bodies. And food is medicine, and food is either a medicine or a slow poison. And a lot of the people that I work with, and through Phoenix Rising with the beautiful practitioners that I work with in there, we've developed so many programs to support different areas of life that people are struggling with as they age. And we've really excitedly now have another tool under our belt. We have a tool that we can do, and I still didn't pick it up before I came in here, but we can do a little cheek swab and we can actually get that processed within 30 days and have your genetic variants or your DNA in the most important nutritional DNA, the most important genes that help support and drive how your body works. Not the genes that tell you if you're going to get this or that, the other. It's not about that. It's the genes that actually support our functional drive, our biochemistry. So as a naturopathic practitioner with tons of passion for what we do and what I do, it's really important that you understand that you can alter the expression of your inherited genetics. I'm absolute living proof of that. I was diagnosed with a genetic disorder 20 odd years ago, a very preventive genetic disorder if I just stick to the mainstream, which I did. But I also incorporated so much herbal medicine, so much nutritional knowledge, so much, in fact, I was studying natural medicine at the time, which made it even a stronger drive for me to make sure that people know that you can change the genetic expression of your inherited genes. And I've proven that over 20 years of just living life and enjoying what I do, but really making sure that my DNA that was telling me that I have too much iron in my body not enough iron in my body, and please suck that iron up, which causes lots of problems to people my age. But most people don't find out till they're older. So we now have ways of understanding if you have a leaky gut problem, if you have a predisposition to diabetes, if you have an inflammation gene that causes blood pressure problems, if you have cardiovascular gene, not to tell you you're going to have a heart attack, but genes that drive the inflammation that causes cardiovascular events. And we now have the super genes just like we have the superfoods. So hopefully you've heard about superfoods because they're really important too. So what we do now is we can match up your genetic variants or your genetic disadvantages with nutritional information that helps to drive, I'll call them cofactors, but drive and support those genes that aren't working. It's almost like a helping hand. And so we now have access to that, and it's such an amazing opportunity for people to be as healthy as they can possibly be. Food is medicine. Food drives our cells. Food speaks to our cells. And it's really important to understand that one tiny little cheek swab can actually give you the information that you need to support your body's cellular genetic expression. Just like if you go and you have, an electronic car tune-up, they can actually work out where in the body things are going wrong, or where in the car things are going wrong, and where the sparks just aren't sparking. I'm not a mechanic, so I really don't know exactly what they do, but I know you can actually work and pinpoint out where things are. This is what you can do with what we now have. So the solution you guys have is there waiting. And it's a really exciting time to be a naturopathic practitioner, especially supporting Phoenix Rising, which is a business that we've got that helps you guys with information, with education, workshops, online training, and short consultations to get you a little bit more aware of what can be done to help you. So I just see a life in future for people who don't think that they've got any other choices. I see a future for people who may be on a multiple array of medications, and that may or may not feel comfortable with that. I see a life for people free of joint pain. I see a life of people where they don't have the ups and downs of their blood pressure, their moods, their sleeplessness, even so much as irritability and cognition and their brain. I see a life where people can actually live the healthiest and fullest life, just like you see in those ads, where the families are up shaking their hands and all that sort of stuff. And I see a future where the current swab test we have to check for those genetic variants and the reports that we can get back for people to understand a little bit more about what they can do for themselves and what medications they might be better on and all that sort of thing. I see a future where personalised medicine is yours, not everyone's. And that's such an amazing thing. We're in a new era. So there is no other company around that does this, and there is no other time in our history that's been so marked. We've got gene testing. We've got plenty of gene testing. We've got plenty of DNA readers. We've got plenty of companies that charge you a lot of money just to get your genes tested so you can see where your ancestry is, or if you're savvy and you see a practitioner that is the nutritional genomic practitioner. We have, and I'm one of those, we have things that we can do to help you understand better what your genetic variants are. But it's about the food that you feed your genes that makes the expression of the ones that aren't working quite right. It's about the water that you give your genes that helps to assist those disadvantaged genes. It helps to provide your body with rich antioxidants that help to mop up the damage that the toxic lifestyle and environmental challenges we are faced with on this planet that's actually not that clean. And we also have mindfulness techniques that we can use to free your mind of the stresses and strains so that you can live a life free of that and deal with things as they come up in a much better way. So if this is something that is valuable to you, and if you believe that you aren't your genes but the expression of your genes, and you've followed the mainstream, or not even the mainstream, if you followed the functional medicine pioneers, and you are keen to know more, then we want to work with you. We don't want people who just want to have a quick fix or a pill for this and that, because it's not going to work long term. We need to feed your genes the information they need so that they can work at their best. So there you go. All right, it's a pretty massive, an exciting time to be a naturopathic practitioner. We have a lot of work to do on our immune systems, and we can make our bodies work in alignment with the genes that we're given. And if that's something that is calling to you, just let us know. You can PM me or whatever, and I'm really grateful to be able to offer this in Australia. So yay. Good night, everyone. I'm going to finish off the yummy dinner that I was cooking. See you later.